What up, YouTube? Welcome to the channel. I'm back with another video, man. We are now 2 days post-presidential election. Donald Trump will be our next president. I know there are a lot of mixed feelings and emotions out there regarding the presidential election, but this has always been my mindset. Regardless of who won the presidential election, for me, it was always, I'm in control of the way my life turns out. I'm in control of my decision making. I'm in control of being able to put myself in the best position possible to succeed in life. So I try to always have a very optimistic view in terms of life, right? So that doesn't mean you're not going to face adversity. That doesn't mean you're not going to face challenges. Of course, those things are going to happen to everybody. But like I talk about on my channel, it's how you respond to it. That's the type of mindset that I would encourage anybody to adopt if you're feeling down because the candidate who you wanted to win didn't win. Be optimistic. Have a glass half full approach as opposed to a glass half empty approach and mindset to life. Everything doesn't always go the way we want it to go, but that doesn't mean we just stop living and give up. All right, so that's what I wanted to share with you guys this morning, because I know, like I said, it's a lot going on social media and just in the world in general. Just, stay positive out there, guys. Now back to the topic at hand. Now is the time to make money in the stock market. I don't know if you guys paid attention to the stock market the night of the election, but overnight, the stock market responded to Donald Trump essentially winning the election. The sentiment in the stock market is clear. People feel confident that Donald Trump is going to turn this thing around, and a lot of people feel like they're going to make more money under a Donald Trump administration. And I was seeing people say this way before Donald Trump started running for office again. So that was always the sentiment with a vast majority of Americans out there. But the markets have responded in a very positive way. I mean, even to this day, the market is just going crazy, right? The night of the election, overnight into the pre-market. And again, same thing today, the market is still rising. So before I left the house to make this video, ironically enough, somebody dropped this comment, and shout out to the Morning Glory 91. This person says, is there any way you can make a more recent video about investing in stocks and portfolios? I want to begin and I need some beginner tips. Listen, guys, I love the stock market. The stock market for me is one of the best vehicles you can park your money in to make a profit and to create wealth. I made a post a couple weeks ago and I was talking about VOO, the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. And I want to take a look at that real quick, just to show you guys an example, of what the market can do if you just invest consistently, no matter what the price is. That's called dollar cost averaging. So I want to take a look at this real quick. Let's take a look at VOO and see where it's sitting today. VOO is sitting at $545.13 per share. 2 weeks ago, I made a post about VOO in particular, and there was somebody who commented on that post and they were like, man, you definitely influenced me to start investing. And he stated that, I remember when you made a post about investing in VOO and doing the $5 a day challenge. I made that video over a year ago, last year, about the $5 a day challenge in VOO. let's take a look at where VOO sits if you had invested in VOO when I made that post. First, I want to take a look at year to date. So year to date, VOO is up 25%. 25%. If we go past year, VOO is up a whopping 36%. That's crazy. I currently have a little over 14 shares in VOO, market value of over $8,000. My average cost is $487. And right now I'm up 11% in VOO. VOO is made up of over 500 companies. Very, very, very high quality companies within this ETF. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and check out the top 10 holdings in VOO. So you have Apple, NVIDIA, which is amazing, Meta Platforms, Berkshire Hathaway, Broadcom, or Berkshire Hathaway, excuse me, Microsoft, Amazon, Alphabet Class A, Alphabet Class C, and Tesla. The Vanguard S&P 500 is one of the best ETFs you can invest in. And by the way, none of this is financial advice. Do your own due diligence, do your own research before you invest your money into anything. And also, never invest more than you can afford to lose. The stock market, just like any other investment, is risky. Now, I will say this about the stock market. To me, the stock market is less riskier than a lot of different things you can invest in, like real estate, for example, and owning properties. The barrier to entry is also lower compared to real estate. So you don't need a lot of money to start investing into the stock market as opposed to real estate. So I think that's a big difference between the two. So if you are a novice investor or, a beginner, the stock market may be a good vehicle for you to start investing in. Now, I stated earlier that VOO, or the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, was sitting at around $544 at the time of this video. That's per share. Now, a lot of people don't have $544 to buy one share of this ETF. So the beautiful thing about this particular brokerage, which is Robinhood allows you to be able to buy what's called fractional shares. So you don't have to buy a whole share. You can buy $1 worth of this particular ETF, or any stock for that matter, or $5, $10, $100. However much you want to invest, you can purchase that amount of that particular stock. So again, that goes back to what I just said about having a low barrier to entry when you're talking about investing in the stock market. That's the beautiful thing about being able to buy fractional shares. Now, not all brokerage accounts allow you to be able to buy fractional shares, so you have to do your research and figure out which ones will allow you to do so. Robinhood is just one, but there are a lot of them out there. All right. Berkshire Hathaway. I want to take a look at Berkshire Hathaway real quick. And, this isn't something I'm telling you guys to invest in or anything like that, but I just want to show you guys something. Let's take a look at Berkshire Hathaway. For those of you that are in the investing world, you know all about Warren Buffett, one of the all-time greatest investors in the world, multi-billionaire, right? Warren Buffett, 94 years old, he's worth over $100 billion. He's the CEO of this company. Warren Buffett founded this company back in 1839. I want to take a look at Berkshire Hathaway stock real quick, just to show you guys the stock price. So Berkshire Hathaway stock price for the A, they have Berkshire A and Berkshire B, and I'll get into the difference between the two. But the A, as you can see here, $703,000 per share for this particular stock. Now let's look at Berkshire B. So Berkshire B is $469 per share. The main difference between the two here is that, number one, the price, of course, substantial difference in price. And then also, too, with the A, you have more voting power, right, within that particular stock. But I said all that to say this about Warren Buffett. And I like what Morgan Housel, the author of the book, The Psychology of Money, said about Warren. He talked about how if Warren Buffett would have retired like most people in their 60s, nobody probably would have never heard of Warren Buffett. Of course, he would have had, hundreds of millions of dollars at that time, but nobody probably would have heard about him as much as they do now as a multi-billionaire. And he said the reason why Warren Buffett is as wealthy as he is, the main reason is not because he's just this genius when it comes to investing. Of course, he's great at what he does, but it's the fact that he's been in the market for decades, 8-9 years, right? So you're talking about 80 to 90 years in the market. Imagine what the compound interest looks like for somebody who's been in the market for 80 to 90 years. Again, Warren Buffett is 94 years old. Warren Buffett bought his first stock at the age of 11 years old. So a lot of his wealth was accumulated due to the fact that he's been in the market for so long, taking advantage of compound interest. And that's the beautiful thing about the market. So the longer you're in the market, the more profits you're going to gain over time. Playing the long game in the stock market is very beneficial. Now, there are a variety of different ways that you can make money in the stock market. You have day trading, you have call options, things of that nature. Just a lot of ways you can make money in the stock market. So for me, my approach is put a certain amount of money in the stock market, which for me is every Monday. I have a certain amount of money going into my brokerage account, and that money is then divvied up into the assets that I'm invested in. And it purchases those assets every day. Monday through Friday, it automatically buys a certain dollar amount of those particular stocks or ETFs. And that's how I do it. I just set it and forget it. So I don't have to go in my bank account and send money over and do all this other. No. I set mines up to where all this stuff is automated for me. Now, I know a lot of people may not be in a position to invest, right? Financially, they may just not have the money to invest right now. Some people are having to decide whether to invest or put food on the table. So a lot of people are in survival mode. I understand that. You need to figure out how much you can afford to invest, if anything at all. Write down your expenses, see how much money you have left over so you can contribute and invest into a brokerage account, and then go from there. If you don't have any money left over, then now you may have to look at, okay, what can I do in order to generate more income? What can I learn? What type of skills can I learn? Is it possible that I can get another job, maybe a part-time job? How can I generate more money so I can invest? Because ultimately, that's what you want to do. You want to be able to put your money in an asset that has the potential to make more money for you. The beautiful thing about investing in the stock market is that while you're sleeping at night, your money is going to work for you, making more money. I talked about the election earlier. Since the election, my portfolio has grown in terms of profits. It's just up. Now, does it mean it can't fall tomorrow or the next hour, the next minute? Of course. But as of right now, my portfolio is up, as well as a lot of you watching right now. A lot of you watching right now have made money in the stock market since the election. What I'm telling you guys is, if you don't know anything about investing, take a minute to learn about investing. Learn some of the terminology around investing. Learn what an expense ratio is. Learn what a ticker symbol is. Learn what a realized gain means, unrealized gains. Learn these different terms, buying power. What does all of this stuff mean? So that you're familiar with the terms when you hear people talk about the stock market and investing. That's what it's all about. Just educating yourself on the stock market investing, brokerage accounts. What are some good ones to invest in? What are some bad ones? Same thing with high yield savings account and anything else that will potentially help you grow your money. At the end of the day, man, that's what it's all about in terms of money. Really trying to be able to take advantage and capitalize on putting our money to work and being able to make a profit. Jim Rohn said it best: profits are better than wages. Wages make you a living, profits make you a fortune. Now, obviously, some people, they're good with just having enough to survive. And I'm not judging. Everybody's different when it comes to money. Some people don't necessarily care, about money and how much money they have and all these sorts of things. And I'm not saying, the value necessarily should be all about making money, right? Because I think there are a lot of important things out there that we need to pay attention to as human beings. But money is a resource and a tool that we all need for various things. And if people are being honest with themselves, if you have money and you're disciplined with money, it can make your life a lot easier. All right, guys, my bad. I'm not sure what happened to my camera. It just stopped abruptly, but I want to come out here and finish this video. So you get my point. If you haven't started your investing journey, you need to start now. Start today. You don't want to miss this opportunity of wealth creation. There's a lot of money that people are going to make in the stock market. Start investing. All right? I'm going to holler at you guys on the next one. Y'all take care. Peace.